Hi guys, we had several out today, so I just wanted to make a quick video going over what we did today, and so you can make sure you're caught up by tomorrow. So today is Monday the 21st, and we had our early dismissal today. Tomorrow, I'm going to add on here is we're celebrating, it's February the 22nd of 2022, so 22222. So I sent a flyer in Class Dojo about wearing tutus, ties, bow ties. Um, Girls, if you want to put your hair in pigtails, you want to dress like a twin, anything like that, fun socks that match, whatever you can think of to celebrate 2-22-22. So we'll have fun with that tomorrow. And then also this week, reminder, we have our Thursday STAR practice assessment. Our readiness exams will start, and we'll start with reading. And so we'll have that on Thursday. And then, all right, so today there's a couple links here. You can click this one and it'll take you to a video. We started talking about day and night and talking about what causes day and night, and talking about how as Earth is rotating on its axis on one side, whenever the Earth is facing the sun, that's when we have our daytime, and then whenever it's facing away from the sun, that's when we have our nighttime. And so you can click on that link right here, and it has the notes that we took. And so here, here's the sun. So when the sun is getting that sunlight on this side for 12 hours, that would be this part of the earth is experiencing day while the other is experiencing night. So as it's rotating, so we have an imaginary line here that's going down the center here, and as it's rotating on its axis, so as it's going around and making its orbit, so that takes 365 days to make one full year. So whenever you have your birthday, you may hear someone say, like happy one, trip around the sun, because you've gone around the sun one time to make a year. But as the earth is traveling around and making its orbit around the sun, it's rotating on its axis. So whenever it's rotating and where we are in San Antonio is facing the sun, that's when we're having our day. And whenever we're facing away, that's when we're having night. So you've got this rotation going around, and that is 24 hours, so one day. And so the Earth's rotation is what causes day and night. So the video talks about that as well. And then we didn't get to, I'm going to highlight this so I'll remember to do this tomorrow. Since we were short on time, we had a couple things we didn't get to. And then this link right here, you can click on this. We started talking about dramas. So this just goes over some of the vocabulary that we went through. So you can click on that. And then we started reading The Hermit Thrush. So you can click on that and get to the story. And we just read the first act, so Act 1. And then tomorrow we will finish reading Act 2. And then we created a plot mountain. So I have the sheet on your desk for that. And then we started these reflection questions. These are in Google Classroom. So once you read, you can start answering those. And then in writing, we started doing some telepass writing. So we had this prompt today that we wrote about, and you can do this at home if you've got paper. Who in your family are you most alike, and write about who this person is to you and what you have in common. And then I'm going to take out the daily writing. We're going to push this to next week. Just we don't with the telepass writing, that's taking up all the time, so we'll save that for next week. And then in math, we started talking about, here it is, multiplying fractions with a whole number. And so these were the notes that we took and we put in our notebook. And so this was just going over different ways. So looking at it with the model and the picture on a number line, and then area model and the algorithm. And so what we were doing, so let's take this one, 5 5 times 1/4. And we're just thinking of it, when you see the whole number and you're multiplying it by a fraction, I want you to think of 5 groups of 1/4. So if you had 1/4, here's 1/4, the 1 part out of 4. Well, we've got 5 of those. Here's 4 and 5. All right, so there's 1/4 5 times. And if we add all those up, 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, so that would be 5/4, which is the same. We can change that to a mixed number. So there is 1 whole, and there's 1 part left over with a denominator of 4. So 5 times 1/4 is 1 and 1/4. So thinking about taking that fraction, so take it represent it 1 time, and then think about, okay, I'm doing 5 groups of that, so I need to repeat it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times. And so we did some practice with that, where we took different whole numbers and multiplied them by different fractions. Clean this up. All right, so let's practice some more. So then we got into, go away, doesn't want to go away. There we go. All right, so then we got into practicing just with the algorithm. So let's say we have 6 times 3/4. Well, anytime you want to take a whole number and represent it as a fraction, you can rewrite it as 6/1, and then you just bring down your 3/4 and you multiply straight across. So we're going to do 6 times 3, which is 18, and then the 1 times 4, which is 4. And then when you change this, if you can do it in your head, that's fine. But if you still need to pull out those holes, then I want you to look at the denominator, and we're going to think about how many holes we can pull out, because anytime we have our numerator greater than our denominator, we know that we have there's some holes in there that we can take out. So that's what we're trying to do. So if you have 18 parts, I want to pull out as many groups of 4 as I can. So I've got 4. That would leave 14 parts. So I know I can keep going. That's 8. I know I can keep going. There's 12. I can keep going. That would be 16. Now, if I took another 4 parts out, that would be 20. That's too much. I only have 18. So I need to stop there. And then all that I'm left with is 2 parts out of 4. So I want all of these numerators to add back up to the 18. So 4 plus 4 is 8, plus another 8 is 16, 17, 18. So that's good. I want all that to be balanced. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify those holes. So here's 1 hole, 2, 3, 4. So 4 holes and 2/4. And then 2/4 can be simplified. So I can divide the top and the bottom by 2. So this equals 4 and 1/2 is my answer. So 6 times 3/4 is 4 1/2. And so let's do, there we go, that's easier. Let's do one more. Let's say we have 7 times 7/8. So again, I'm going to rewrite this as 7/1 times 7/8. I'm taking my whole and representing it as a fraction by putting it over 1. And the reason we're able to do that is I can turn 7 over 1, that fraction bar, you're dividing. So you're thinking, how many times can 1 go into 7? That's 7. And there's no remainder. So that 7 is your whole number. The 0, the remainder here, is your numerator. And the 1 here is your denominator. So that's the same as 7 wholes. All right, so going back to where we were. So again, I'm going to multiply straight across. So this would be 49 and multiply straight across. So numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. And that's 49 over 8. I know that that's improper, so I know that I need to put that as a mixed number. So again, I'm going to look at my denominator, which is 8, and I'm going to think about how many groups of 8 are in 49. So I know I could pull out 1 whole, that's 8. I can pull out another, that would be 16. Another would be 24. Another, and each time I'm just counting by 8. So 8 times 4 would be 32. I could keep going. That would be 48. That would be 40. 8 times 5 is 40. So I can do one more 8. So 8 times 6, and then once you go and you can't go anymore, then you need to think about how many parts you have left over. So 8 times 6, I've got 1 part left over. And now I want to make sure all this is balanced. So 8, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 1 more is 49, so that's balanced. And so then I'm going to count my wholes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 wholes. Anytime you have a number that's the same in the numerator and the denominator, that's 1 whole. And then what's left is your 1/8. So you tag on that leftover. So 6 wholes and 1/8 is what this changes to. All right, let's do another. Let's take 4 wholes. Let's do times 2/4. So another way you might see it is just looking at the model. So if I have, I'm going to make 4 of these. All right, so 2/4, so I'm going to shade in, get another color. I'm going to shade in 2/4 on each of these. And I'm doing it 4 times. So another way that we could do this is to just, if you're given the model and you see that picture in front of you, you could take and just kind of put these together. So I'm going to get rid of these 2, and I'm going to take the 2 parts and fill them in here. And then I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to take those 2 parts and put them in here. And what I'm left with is 2 wholes. So let's see if that matches. So 4 over 1 times 2/4. 4 times 2 going straight across is 8. And 1 times 4 is 4. And I know that there are 2 groups of 4 in 8. So again, I want this to be balanced. So anytime you have that equal sign, what's to the left of the equal sign needs to be balanced with what's to the right. So here, 4 plus 4 is 8. That's balanced. And the denominators all need to stay the same. So that's good. So this is 1 whole, 2 wholes. So 8 over 4 is the same as 2 wholes, which matches what I got. So if you're given the pictures, you can just move them over and fill in and kind of combine them, because what you're doing is those four groups of 2/4. So this is like repeated addition. So you're just combining and joining all of those together. All right, so that was the math we did. And then the notes are there, and there's some practice questions here you can go through. We got off the Play-Doh, and we were building some of the models to represent them. And then in social studies, this right here, we went over in Google Classroom. There is, I think it's this, yeah, this one here. So the reading I have in class, and so you can read this top part, and we started filling in this information here. So we were looking at inventions of the Industrial Revolution, and we filled in the first two on light bulb and telephone. So we were reading about the inventor, the date it was invented, discussing about why it was necessary, like why that invention was needed, and what was the effect of it. So once it got invented, like how did that change society? How did it help people? And so we filled out the first two, and then tomorrow we'll be looking at the next two, and then the next two, and going over that. There are some links here, but most of the information, or pretty much all the information, we got from the readings that are on your desk. So I'll have that for you tomorrow. And then we had music today, and that was it. It was half day, so time flew by. So let me know if you have any questions, those of you, whether you were here or if you missed. And then, like I said, everything else will be on your desk for when you get back. So make sure you get those and do some practice with the math, and we'll practice some more throughout the week. But hopefully you're watching this and we're able to do the practice with me so that you will be caught up for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to go on to the next part, um, and that will be, we're just going to switch them around. So instead of doing the whole number first, it'll be the whole number second. So let me know if you have any questions, and we missed you guys and hope to see you guys tomorrow.